Special report. Protests as geopolitical retaliation. Washington, Shanghai, as the May Day Strong and No Kings movements paralyze major U.S. transit hubs and universities. Federal investigators and independent analysts are pointing to a direct link between the domestic unrest and the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. Recent congressional testimony and intelligence reports suggest these protests are not merely grassroots activism, but a coordinated asymmetric retaliation for the Trump administration's recent economic strikes against communist strongholds. The funding trail. The Singham Network. A high-priority investigation by the House Ways and Means Committee has identified Neville Roy Singham, a former U.S. tech mogul now residing in Shanghai, as the primary financial engine behind the unrest. The laundering mechanism. Singham has reportedly funneled over $290 million through a web of shell companies and donor-advised funds, notably the Goldman Sachs Philanthropy Fund, to mask his identity. Targeted organizations. This money fuels the Red Blue Network, which includes the People's Forum, Answer Coalition, and Code Pink. These groups have been instrumental in organizing economic blackouts and disruptive blockades at JFK and LAX airports. CCP allegiance. Investigative reports highlight that Singham shares office space with Chinese state media and has participated in CCP-organized propaganda trainings in Shanghai. Retaliation for maximum pressure. Analysts argue the timing of the protests is a strategic countermove to the administration's aggressive foreign policy. Energy blockades. The surge in protests follows the U.S. Navy's physical blockade of the Strait of Hormuz and secondary sanctions on Chinese teapot refineries, such as Hongli Petrochemical, caught buying sanctioned Iranian and Venezuelan oil. Caribbean strategy. The administration's recent sanctions on the Cuban government, designed to disrupt Chinese intelligence gathering in the Caribbean, has been met with heightened activity from Singham-funded groups calling for the abolition of ICE and an end to imperialist sanctions. The University Front Line. The involvement of the National Education Association, NEA, and radical student groups in yesterday's May Day walkouts is viewed by some lawmakers as the harvesting of years of CCP-funded ideological influence. The goal: by weaponizing domestic social issues and Marxist curricula, Beijing creates internal political instability that forces the U.S. to divert its focus away from the South American nationalist wave and the Canada auto war regarding Chinese EV backdoors. This is a structural failure in how our tax-exempt sector is being exploited, stated a witness at the February 2026 House hearing. Foreign money is building the network, and the chaos on our streets is the return on that investment.